Today we're gonna back it up. Beep, beep, beep. That's all I got. You're on.
Well, we're going to talk about backup cameras because there's some new stuff out there. And, some people really love a backup camera. Other people kind of frustrated with the one they have. Or maybe you don't have one and you thought it was a big deal to add it. We'll talk about all the stuff and the new product that's out there.
We love hearing about new stuff.
That's right. So stick with us, whether you have a backup camera or not. Welcome to the RV Small Talk podcast, where we talk about lightweight trailers, truck campers, and the people, places, and adventures that go right along with them. We are your hosts from Princess Craft. Clint's not with us, but I'm PJ.
I have some beef jerky stuck in my teeth. And today we have a special guest with us.
Hello, I'm Gary Weaver with Dealer Resources Group, and I'm representing Brand Motion today.
Ooh, Brand Motion.
You always come and tell us about cool new stuff.
Yeah, you're our stuff guy.
We got a really exciting one this time, and we got a little history behind us on how we brought this product on board with our company.
Well, fun.
Oh, good. Well, since, I don't know, we got a lot to talk about, why don't we start there?
Okay. Well, again, I've worked for a company called Dealer Resources Group, so let me explain that a little bit. We work in the RV industry, and we work with manufacturers that are bringing new and exciting product into the industry. So we have several contracts. I like to call them blue chip contracts, because we represent some big companies: Coleman for one, Airxcel, Blue Ox, BAL. So a lot of the big major brands that are out there. And it was kind of funny. So when we have a lot of boxes to check off if a company comes in and wants to talk to us. And we have a lot of important things. And one of the things of the kind of the box that needs to be checked is it can't be a Me Too product. And
what does that mean?
Well, we don't want just a copy of everything else that's out there.
You want something unique.
Something
that they do better than someone else.
Exactly.
Well,
something that's interesting.
I have some bad news for you, Gary. A backup camera's already been invented.
You know what? You know what's funny about that?
Guess what?
You took the words right out of my mouth. When they first approached us, I'm like, no.
I mean, it's a camera.
There's 4 or 5 backup cameras.
Yeah, it's a camera.
It's a Me Too. And, I don't think we want to we don't want to involve the time in this. And so it took some conversation to really see how they stand out. And in those conversations, we did realize they had a unique product. And the other thing that came out of that is they started checking off our other boxes.
Uh-oh.
Like, do they have customer service? And by customer service, I mean, do they have a live person? Not someone that's looking at a catalog that frequently asks questions and go, okay, you ask this question. This is what's wrong.
Or the little screen that pops up the answer and they read you the same answer every time.
Every time, exactly. So
I hate that.
They have excellent customer service. We found that out right away. And their customer service they're out of Elkhart. So the guys and gals that are working in customer service, they're working with the systems on the OEM side and on the truck side, and they know what they're talking about. So we learned that really quick.
Yeah. And just for those of you who may not know, when we talk about OEMs, we're talking about the manufacturers.
Correct, yes.
Because almost every product in this industry, unless it's a real accessory, every product that you could add to your camper is pitched not only to the manufacturer, but it's also pitched to the public. So backup cameras especially are something that some trailer manufacturers included in their camper or their trailer, that it comes as an option that you can get added on at the factory. So which brands the factories work with is a big deal. It's a really big deal, especially for somebody who makes a product that could be used in that way. Yeah. So they're pitching both places. Yeah. But you don't work with the OEM manufacturers, right?
We don't. So we strictly work with the aftermarket.
Okay.
So this product has to mold into what we do and enable that to fit in. It has to sell good. Once it has to be priced good, has to work, and it has to have features that we can go in and say, okay, I know there's this amount of backup cameras, but this is what this one does different. And it really has to stand out.
Yeah.
Because, you know, to be honest, on our side of the business, if I really got down to it, money's important too. So if a product comes on board that we bring on board and doesn't sell or doesn't move, it's not good for us and it's not good for the dealers. So all this has to come together to work.
Right.
And for that to work, the product has to be outstanding at a good price. And Brand Motion, after
Hence the
meeting
check
with them,
boxes.
hit those check boxes.
Yeah. Because you're one of the people in the company that we look to as a dealer to say, hey, what should we carry?
Yeah.
What should we be offering our customers when they walk in?
Or what's new and cool.
Yeah, what's new that we need to know about?
And you know, and we keep calling this a new company, but they're a spinoff from Johnson Controls, but they're
Brand Motion is?
Yes.
Okay.
But Brand
Which is the brand we're talking about most today.
Yeah. And Brand Motion is been around since 2009. In the automotive side, and I got to look at my notes for this, sorry, they were 2016 Manufacturer of the Year. They were 2018 Best New Product and 2023 Best New Product of the Year. So,
wow. Well, I want to talk about the 2023 Best New Product.
Yeah. So, you know, we've talked about how we got there, and
Yeah,
we've done everything
yeah.
but talk about the product.
Well,
So
Johnson Controls is someone that I recognize. Johnson Controls builds all kinds of things. I mean,
Wait, so is Brand Motion just make cameras? When you talk about like on the automotive side, are you talking about backup cameras for cars?
For the part that we do, we work for the backup cameras for the RVs, and a product we haven't talked about yet. They have something that's really extremely different, and that's the wireless transport trailer. For if you're pulling an RV, you can actually integrate the backup camera in your rear view mirror.
oh, we got so much to talk about.
So I
I'm
think
nauseous.
I think we'll start with the you know, the meat and potatoes of the product.
Yeah, let's talk about this camera. Why what boxes did it check? Why is it cool?
This is a 7-inch screen, and you know, we look at this and we're like, okay, it's a backup screen, but it's 1080 pixel rating. Most cameras out there are 480 to 720. So that hit us right there. And why is 1080 important? It's important because it's the difference of reading a license plate and not reading a license plate. If you saw the two cameras, competitive camera, backup cameras together, you could really, really see the difference.
Some of the backup cameras are so grainy, you can kind of see that there's something back there. But especially in dim light, it's really hard to tell exactly how close you are. And if you need to get really close, you need a really good camera shot.
You need a strong camera, and when you bring up the dim light, this also has night vision. So you're going to be able to see at night as well.
Backup camera with night vision?
Yeah.
So you're saying everybody can be Batman?
Everybody can be.
I want to be Batwoman.
And if you want
Okay.
to, if you want to be as strong as Batman,
Yeah.
this has an IP68 rating. Now,
What?
I have no idea what that means, so
I gotta-
talk to me.
I got to be honest with you. When we were doing the deep dive into this line, I'm like, IP68, that sounds great.
What is it?
What is it?
Yeah, that's how I'm going to start Googling stuff. What
yeah.
does this mean?
So,
All right, well, explain it to us.
so IP68 is a standard rating, and IP68 is extremely high on the scale. That first number, the 6, is basically a dust rating. So how well
Okay.
it can keep dust out, and that's almost military grade.
That's important if you're on the back of an RV going down the road,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly. Yeah.
How dirty does the back of your trailer get when you travel?
And by the way,
Nasty.
that's the highest rating in the industry for backup cameras.
Wow.
No one is rated at IP68. The second number is a submersion rating. That's how long
Like if
it
you
can
back
be
into a
underwater. Yeah. And,
Don't do that, folks.
and Brand Motion takes it a step farther on their cameras. They actually test these by spraying these for hours upon hours in a test room with salt water to see how well they can withstand it.
Wow. Because they want to be sure when it rains outside, it's not hurting your camera.
Exactly.
So this is a super duper camera, military grade almost type with a fabulous picture, as good as TVs, your high def TV, right?
Exactly. And I can tell you the thing that sold me the most on this, though, all that is great, but I've used a backup camera to be able to see behind me.
Uh-huh.
And the worst,
That's what they're usually used for.
yes,
I use it to see in front of me.
Hence, they call them back up cameras.
Well, what you're using them for the most, a lot of people will use them if they can't see directly behind them. They want to be able to see the car behind them, so they're not even backing up.
right.
They're just going down the highway.
Right.
The problem with a lot of cameras that are out there, when a car passes you, there's a lag of almost
Right.
a second to 1.2 seconds. That doesn't sound like a lot, but that's huge if you think that car is still behind you.
Right.
And then all of a sudden he's to the side of you and you don't realize it because you still see him in your camera.
Yes.
With brand motion, they're 25 milliseconds. They're almost instantaneous from that vision, from that camera to here is instant.
Wow.
And
I never knew that.
I
So
think-
you have over a second lag, which, a second isn't much, but I don't
when
know.
we're
When you're going
talking
70
about-
miles an
yeah.
hour down the highway, a second is a lot.
it's a long time.
We're talking about, safety here. Essentially, the lag is very helpful for knowing.
I will tell you one feature that I don't like, because let's be honest.
It doesn't come in purple.
If you're not honest, then it's really useless.
There's a microphone in the backup camera.
They can hear somebody cussing behind you as
My
they're
wife
helping
can
you.
yell at me the whole time I'm backing up. I can no longer roll up the window. But some people will love that feature. But
that is pretty cool. So if somebody's standing back there helping you hitch up,
yes, they can talk to you.
They
the
can
whole-
say 6 inches, another 2 inches. Stop right there.
I have a little helper when I'm driving.
When you get married, you're a guy, you get a little helper in the car.
Now my little helper is back there talking to the camera.
I love my little helper in the car.
Oh.
So
No, they're talking
do
to
you
you,
call your
Gary.
wife a little helper?
when she's helping me drive, yes.
Oh,
Don't, yeah.
oh.
You're lucky she hasn't hurt
Your
you.
face is so red. Oh my god.
I know, because I know if she hears this, I will be in so much trouble.
She knows everything about driving. It's very convenient for me. But sometimes I get confused.
Trouble.
No, we are defending her.
Don't be mad at Gary. Little helper.
Driving.
I'm like, what? Do you carry a 5-year-old along with you?
I thought he was talking about a puppy or something.
If you ever get a chance, Google the YouTube, My Little Helper. and you'll see
No,
what
I'm scared to death. I do not want to do that. Be careful what you Google. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
So,
You mentioned earlier of the OEMs that are doing pre-installs for some of our competitive product.
Right.
For example, and listen, all these guys make good product. I don't want
yeah.
to not down.
we're
them.
just comparing
We're
the
just comparing.
facts.
So you got Furrion and Voyager and VisionWorks that's out there.
Yep.
A lot of them will do pre-wiring. So our brand motion will fit in all the pre-wiring.
Good
that's
to
out there.
know.
Now, pre-wiring, yeah, that's a really good thing to mention. I was going to bring that up because on our lot, we have a ton of trailers that are pre-wired for the Furrion camera.
Correct.
And what that means is that not only do you have the correct wiring for a backup camera, but they have a bracket that they have installed. So that Furrion camera just snaps right in.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens if I would prefer to have a brand motion camera?
So you would take that exact same wiring that they have, and this camera with the bracket will fit into the exact same spot.
It will fit in the same spot, but you take that bracket off, correct? Do you
ta-
take the bracket
you take-
off for the Furrion and mount your bracket?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. You're exactly right. The wiring should be there. Sometimes you got to fish for it, but it's usually right in that spot.
It's
right there.
usually right there.
Yeah.
They do a great job.
Now, the other thing we do is you can also add side markers.
I know Furrion has that as well.
Yeah, very nice feature to remove the side marker lights. This is a very easy install. It's hot and cold wire. These will pair just super easy to this camera. That's one of our features that we have. You turn these on and it will pair. So
you don't have to do the dance and put everything in 100 different places to get it to pair, and then put in the number, and then wait 5 seconds, then hold this button down, and then wait for the red light to blink, and then wait for it to turn green, and then you put the other number in.
I quit like 4 steps ago.
Yeah, it's. I am telling you, when you go to pair things, that's what happens.
And this will automatically pair. Your main screen will always be camera 1, which is your main backup.
Okay.
And then 2 will be passenger, 3 will be driver side marker. And you can have up to 4 screens on this as you go. So
Is this the only size this comes in?
yeah, it only comes in the 7-inch monitor size.
I mean, I feel like the picture quality, I'm staring at it right now while it's recording us.
It's incredible.
It's so good. And I feel like any smaller would do it some injustice, right? Like,
and
if you want to see.
And our last one was a little smaller. So this is our newest one. This is our 7-inch, and we only have the one monitor.
What I really like about it is how easy it is to operate. It's got like 5 buttons underneath, and I looked at it earlier. You just push the buttons, and it automatic. It's very intuitive, easy to work, and as you mentioned, easy to pair. So you don't have to learn how to operate your backup camera.
And if you're going down the road, and I'm not going to do it because we don't have our other cameras, but there's a button here that says camera. You basically just click, 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 and this goes through all your different screens. So you could do side marker, backup camera, and then all the screens up there.
So you can almost, find that first button without looking, and it just goes where you want to see what you want to see. Yeah, it's great. I am really impressed with this.
This seems like the backup camera for, like, the perfect backup camera for off-roaders and like people with adventure trailers, because the whole, the dust proof, the waterproof, it just seems like something that the overlanding crowd would really, really enjoy.
And then if you
I agree.
If you want to add more fun to it, you put an SD card into the camera, and then you can record everything that you're seeing on the highway. So if you're in an accident somewhere down the road, as long as that screen is on, you're recording.
So it essentially doubles as a dash cam, but
it's a DVR,
a back
camera.
dash cam.
Yeah.
That is very cool.
A rear end GoPro.
There you go. Yeah. Wow.
Now
that's kind of cool.
So I loved this. I loved everything about it when we started talking to these guys, and they were just down to earth. I mean, you can pick up the phone and you can call them. And then as we're talking to them, they kind of went, but wait, there's more.
Okay.
You already sold me, dude.
And it's so funny. I was watching, I hit Brand Motion on YouTube because if I'm on the treadmill, I like to watch videos
of all your products. You're that guy.
I'm
wow.
that guy.
He is
I'm
that guy. So
just,
dedicated.
Here's my problem with music. I can't get out of the 70s and 80s.
That's not a problem. That's when all the good stuff is.
It was. And so I don't have any new music ever.
I'll send you some, Gary.
Okay.
Gary, we need to work on this.
So
we can help you with that.
I've switched to YouTube videos on my products now.
Okay. Well,
you can't even watch YouTube videos on. Never mind.
Oh, I can. You gotta realize I only go 4.0.
You're a nerd.
I'm not going to trip.
Well, I will tell you that we've known each other a long time. I know you get up and start working at 4 a.m.
I do. Morning's my favorite.
So, and I also know that by dinner time, you are ready to eat because you are a resident foodie.
Yeah.
So then you have dinner, then you're done for the night. Then you're up at 4 a.m. working.
Yeah.
So you're that guy who wants to know everything about every product that's out there, which is why you are one of our best go-tos for all these details.
Thank you. And I like hearing other people's perspective.
We always have an opinion. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I love that. But that's excellent, because then you always ask the hard questions. I said that before we got on the air. I said, because you were over there drilling me earlier. And I'm like,
well, I'm not done drilling you, by the way.
I'm like, you always ask the hard questions.
Well, that's because I get those questions from customers all day, every day for decades, and so you kind of learn what other people have said. And I'm like you. I hate it when somebody asks me a question and I go, let's look that up, because that's a really good question and I don't know. So
I always sweat when Cody calls me from here.
Because you know he's got a hard question.
If he can't answer the question, I know I'm not going to be able to answer the question. So I know if he's calling, I'm getting a bad question. But
Well, he's like you. He watches all the videos. He learns all the product.
Yeah.
Even when he doesn't have to. Sometimes I have to say, Cody, it's okay. You don't have to know how to winterize this weird Truma thing that's only on 2 campers. And he's like, well, I want to know because we may have a customer that needs this. And he gets down and dirty and learns it all.
He's the dedicated one. But
I don't know. You're up at 4 and on a treadmill with YouTube videos. I'd put you in that category.
It's fine. He's got a little helper.
So, yeah.
He's turning red again.
I know I'm going to get in
It's
trouble
like a
over
magic trick. I just have to say 2 words and he turns like into
never gonna
a
live this
cherry.
You're never going to come back on our podcast.
Okay, I won't
All
say
right,
it
so
anymore.
the next product.
Okay, next.
So they came out, and where I was going with the YouTube video.
Before we got waylaid.
I was watching a guy, and he was talking about Brand Motion, and he goes, no one ever talks about their wireless transport system. And he goes, nobody else has it. And I'm thinking, well, we
Wireless
sell a lot.
transport system?
That's what they call
like
it.
beam me up, Scotty? Like,
So if you're in a pickup truck and you got a trailer behind you, you want to be able to see the trailer, and then you want to see what's behind you. And maybe you don't want another big monitor and all this stuff. So we make rear view mirrors that are camera integrated. So
What?
you're going to be able to look at your rear view mirror, and I don't know if that camera probably can't pick this up, but we'll try. You're going to be able to look at your rear view mirror and see what's behind you, the trailer, or look in the rear view mirror and see what's behind the trailer. And you can toggle that seamlessly.
what
What are you talking about? Are we talking? You sell a rear view mirror that I can put in my vehicle
Yes.
that will do this.
Yeah.
You can essentially see through your trailer.
Yeah. You can see through your trailer.
So does it work with the camera that's already on the vehicle?
It does not. It works separate from
So
that.
you would have to put another camera on the back of your truck?
So you're going to have a camera on the back of your truck. You know where your backup camera is at now?
Yes.
It will replace that one.
Okay.
And then you're going to have a camera on the back of your trailer.
So, and then it will show in your rear view mirror if you want to see behind your truck or behind your trailer.
Yeah, or both.
So you buy this.
Whoa.
You buy this set of rear view mirror, truck camera, and trailer camera, and they all work together.
They all
Is that
work
what you're
together.
telling me?
And they're specific to the vehicle. So there'd be a Dodge, Ford, Chevy.
Really?
Yeah.
Now you say seamless. I'm thinking about switching back and forth between behind my vehicle and behind the trailer view. What does seamless mean?
Seamless
Do I blink
is-
twice?
Like this. Just going like that, hitting the button.
Oh, okay.
Same thing.
So you hit the button on the rear view mirror.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
That is
So
pretty.
that's really, in fact, Cody wants one of these. He's already.
Oh, of
He
course
loves
he
gadgets.
does.
Of course he does.
Now this is a little more Superman than Batman.
Yeah, we hit the
X-ray
Superman
vision.
stage. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Thanks.
Wow. So what kind of price is that?
I do not know the retail
Whoa.
price.
Whoa,
I did-
Gary.
Stumped him.
So we'll have to look. We'll have to pause and come back to that.
Well, Caitlin is not here for us to ask her to look it up for us.
I know we are underneath everybody that's out there.
Oh, well, of course you're going to say that.
No, we are.
The Brand Motion camera is comparable to all other backup cameras on the market. However, offers way more, what do you call it?
Features.
Features. Yeah. See?
And quality.
I said it for you.
Yeah.
And-
thank you.
Are you saying that all of the products in Brand Motion to the comparable product in other brands, the Brand Motion is always less?
It is always less.
So it's cheaper to get better?
It is a lot better.
Ah.
We are very competitive.
There's got to be a catch.
I'm skeptical.
Yeah.
Skeptical. I'm questionable, skeptic. All of those.
Well,
Are you having a stroke?
well, we'll check it
Maybe.
out. We
I
will,
need a little helper.
we will check it.
Stop. We said we were going to stop.
If I had my little helper here,
She
could
would
Google
know
that.
the
I
numbers.
could not help myself. Sorry.
Okay, I bet we will have a price and put it in the show notes, though.
Yeah, absolutely. We can do that. And links to all of this stuff because it's super cool. But I want to stick with this comparison thing. And I'm going to stick with the simple words as well because that's all I can manage. If we're comparing this, the one that I see here, which I mentioned, is Furrion. It is widely used in the RV industry. So if we just go against Furrion, who really has done a great job all these years.
Correct, yeah.
In all these cameras that we talk about are wireless. I did notice when I Googled it earlier, there is a whole lot of wired camera systems for stupid cheap online. And all I can say is, don't do it.
Don't do it.
It is not worth it.
Yeah,
and
you
it
might
is
as well
so much trouble. And then something doesn't work, and then your whole system is trash. It's just awful. We did that for years. It was awful. So the wireless systems, if you compare this to the Furrion that's out now, there is a 7-inch Furrion. You are correct. It is not as good of a picture. And I can just tell you by looking at it.
Yeah.
It is so different. So different. But, and they also have side marker lights.
Yeah.
And it all works. It is not as intuitive of this. And you're saying it's more expensive.
The
Furrion is more expensive?
The Furrion usually runs about $150 to $175 more than the Brand Motion.
Okay.
No.
So now that we've got this cool Brand Motion here, and why would I switch? Is there anything better?
He just told you.
You know, if you were, to kind of recap that, if you were comparing, and again, Furrion makes a good camera. If you got a Furrion camera, you've got a good camera.
Okay.
But if you were comparing a Brand Motion to a Furrion, you're now comparing, if you will, a BMW to a Chevy. I guess that's the only way I can explain that. So now you're at 1080 pixel rating, I guess it's resolution, compared to 480. You're at 25 milliseconds on the lag time compared to 250 milliseconds, which is quite a bit. You're at an IP68 waterproof rating compared to an IP65.
Okay.
And you have a 4-channel DVR
built in,
and Furrion has none.
Furrion does not record. The other thing that they do have is they have night vision as well as on this one. So I looked that up to see if that was comparative because that's really important. How many times are you backing into a campsite and it's dark outside?
And it's nighttime.
I mean, that had to be there. So that is on the Furrion camera. What about warranties?
Brand Motion runs a 2-year warranty on all their product for parts and labor. Again, just an outstanding customer service. If you're having any kind of problem whatsoever, they'll walk you through it.
There's a number to call.
There is a number to call.
With a person?
You'll get a real person in Elkhart, Indiana. And
that's huge.
That is, trust me.
That is huge.
On our line of work, and that's one of the things we look at. And you're the same way.
Yeah, we want you to have someone to call.
Yeah,
besides
if you have
us.
someone standing in front of you,
besides us,
you've got to be able to pick up the phone and go, "I got a problem here. Can you answer this question?" And they got to answer it right then and there. So, Brand Motion's been really, really good about answering our questions, and they're invested in it. They came out. They came out and visited our sales team. We brought all of our sales team in. They went through the whole training process with us. And we'll continue to do that as we grow with this product line. So they're very committed.
Okay, how about if somebody wanted to put a backup camera in themselves and it's pre-wired, how hard is it?
It's funny you bring that up.
Is it funny?
It is funny. It's funny, haha. I would encourage. There's a YouTube channel called All Smiles.
Okay.
This guy just installed one, and I like this guy because his favorite thing he always says. I don't even think he realizes he says that. I'm not installing it their way. I'm going to install it my way. I don't think this guy reads the instructions.
That's always fun.
And then just tries to figure it out.
But he's excellent. He's good, and he just did a Brand Motion camera from start to finish, 20 minutes.
Wow.
And, his hardest part was fishing the wires out on the pre-wire.
Could I do it?
You could do it. Here's my saying. It is so easy a salesman can do it. I think I could.
Wow,
do it.
that's gotta be easy.
I would need my little helper, but
You guys-
I could do it.
Oh, geez.
She would have to be telling me how to do it.
But
And
you
she
get
would
it
too.
done.
She would too.
She would get it done. We love your wife, Gary. I just want to go on record. Just
I
want to go
love
on
my
record.
wife too. I
know.
love my wife.
I know.
My wife.
I've known both of you forever and ever. So, is it just 2 wires?
It is hot. It's a hot and cold wire. So it's the
Okay.
black wire, the red wire. The reason I stumbled on that, if you notice, I stumbled a little bit.
Yeah.
I did not know this until I watched the guy's video this morning. On the side marker light, you can wire that up with the hot and the cold wire, the negative and the positive wire. There's a separate wire that you can either hook up or not hook up, but apparently some RVs have a control panel that says camera, where you can leave your cameras on like a Ring camera. You
Okay.
can actually wire your side marker
Marker
lights
light.
into that system if you want to.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Well, there you have it. It's just a matter of mounting the camera and the bracket on the back of your trailer. Now, 20 minutes is if it's pre-wired. If it's not pre-wired, folks, whole nother project of trying to, what we do here is we attach to one of the clearance lights to get power. Not terrifically difficult, but a little more than a 20-minute do-it-yourself project.
Yeah. If it's not pre-wired, you probably ought to have a professional.
Yeah.
So you know you're getting the right power
And setting it up correctly and all that.
Yeah.
So, well, that sounds pretty easy. I mean, let it never be said that we're drumming up business here. I mean, I want people to know if they can actually add the camera or make that change themselves, because this camera is just amazing, spectacular. I had another question and it kind of went away. What was it? There's so much. I just want to go. Oh, I know what my last question is. People want security around their trailer after they parked.
correct.
Is there any reason they could not use the rear backup camera or a system with side markers, which is really good for a security system, by bringing the monitor inside the trailer?
Isn't that what you were just talking about?
This
With
would be on the outside of the trailer.
Right.
And you can leave them on
Yeah.
for security on the outside of the trailer.
And then,
And then
you,
just take your monitor inside,
Yeah, you could do that.
because your monitor plugs into the dash, right?
This plugs into the, yes, absolutely.
yeah, but it's not
Oh, I
built
see-
into your vehicle.
I kind of see what you're saying.
So
now.
you were saying use it as a Ring camera.
Yeah.
So if you're going to use it as a Ring camera, you would just take the monitor inside.
You bring up a great point that probably we should have talked about. This camera can either be a portable mount or a permanent mount. It can either be plug in 12 volt or it can be plug in 24 volt. So to answer your question, yeah, it wouldn't be that difficult to bring that monitor inside your camper.
Okay, good. Good. Because security when I'm camping, super important.
Yeah, absolutely.
well, and-
Especially if I can record it.
Yeah.
yeah, and if you're paying for something, it's really nice when it has more than one feature. You know,
Yeah.
I can use it for this or this.
Yeah.
It
Well, isn't
makes
that the rule of camping? Everything you have with you has to do more than
dual
one thing.
purpose? Yes,
That's a good point.
yes.
Well, that's really cool. I feel smarter. I'm always glad when you come and join us and tell us about new stuff that's out there. And this is a super cool camera system.
It's a very nice camera system.
I love it. You know, it took a lot for us to bring it on, but it didn't take a lot to convince us once we saw it.
Yeah.
And we
When
think
is the
great company?
purple sparkly one coming out? Because that's what I would like.
Well, it could be this one by the end of the day.
Oh yeah, is that a challenge?
Yeah, we could.
Some glue and some glitter.
I got some
Gary
nail
can
polish.
take care of you.
Can't wait till I call Brand Motion, tell them I need another display because my one now is purple with
Yeah,
glitter.
please. Just tell them they can make me a custom one.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, what a great selling point.
Yeah.
Custom backup
Custom
cameras.
colors.
Leave Brand Motion alone. they do not want to do that.
Well, I love that underneath the name on their display that we have here, it says, take the stress out of your next adventure. And then at the bottom, it says, see all around your trailer.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's very cool. So thanks so much. We've
Thank
learned
you.
a lot. Hope everybody listening has learned at least something. And yeah,
Well, appreciate being here. And I would encourage everybody to do like I do. Go on YouTube, Google this, look at it, make your decision yourself. You'll see a lot of satisfied customers out there with Brand Motion.
And the next time you have something super duper cool, you promise to come talk to us first about it before you tell anybody else about it.
I got some really neat stuff getting ready to come out.
okay.
That's
So
exciting.
y'all look for Gary showing up again with more cool stuff. Thanks,
Yeah.
Gary.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Bye.
Y'all be sure. What?
Oh, sorry. I'm so used to just saying bye, but
I
Clint
know,
isn't
me
here,
too.
so now we have to like tuck them in at night before we. Okay.
That's right. So now we just need to tell you, which you already know. I mean, you can subscribe to the podcast or you can check all the show notes for all the details on Brand Motion if that's easier.
At rvsmalltalk.com.
Thank you very much. Now you can say bye, Lindsay.
I'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.